This week on Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV.
All right, here we go. On this week's show, we're headed out to eastern Montana for an archery elk hunt. The last time I was drawn was 2015, and I just got drawn again this year, and to say that I'm jacked is an understatement. And we got an opportunity to hunt a ranch that I met through a friend of mine, and I am super excited. And this is a hunt you're not gonna wanna miss. So we talk about access and privileges and all kinds of things throughout the hunting industry, and we hear it a lot that it's hard to get access. Now, getting access to elk hunting is super hard. Well, I was very fortunate that I met a family, the Ostendorfs, through a good friend of mine, Gary Schwieters. Now, Gary and I have hunted together, and I met the Ostendorfs when we were at the Outdoor Adventure Foundation. Now, the Outdoor Adventure Foundation is a group of people that put hunts together for kids that have serious illnesses and that are terminally ill. So the Ostendorfs have been hosting hunts from the Outdoor Adventure Foundation for years. And again, that's how I met them. Now, if you're interested in the Outdoor Adventure Foundation, whether you want to donate money, donate hunts, or donate your time, check out the information below, because it's a wonderful organization that helps kids that are terminally ill or have life-threatening illnesses. So how this hunt all came about was I was looking for a turkey hunt for a friend of mine. He was looking for a Merriam turkey for the Grand Slam. Well, we have Merriams in North Dakota, but you cannot bring non-residents in here to hunt spring turkey. So I was talking to Gary, and he mentioned Dwayne and his family out in Montana. So I gave Dwayne a call, and he said, sure enough, we could come out and hunt turkeys. Well, we headed out there in May, and it ended up being a great time. So while Blake was out chasing turkeys, the family was working cattle. And, you know, with my background, I wasn't going to miss out on this. Turkey hunting can wait, so I helped the family do a little work with their cattle. So the next morning, Blake and I got up and we started chasing turkeys again. Now it was my turn. Blake had killed a couple birds, so he took me out, and we did something a little different. I was using a 410 shotgun. We didn't even have decoys that we were using, and we just got on a bird and we kept hounding him and hounding him before he finally showed himself. Way to go, buddy!
Oh, tough one, huh?
Now that is my first, I want to say really run and gun, true experience, a turkey hunt. I've been killing them for years with my bow by myself down at the ranch. We're out in Montana, and Blake and I have met, when we met probably 8 years ago at the Archery Trade Show. But he was looking to get his slam, and he got in touch with me, and I forgot about this place. I've never ever been here, but I have friends out here, and we ended up coming out here, and he killed his birds yesterday. We were working cattle, and we told him to go hunt because he came here to hunt, and we worked cattle, and we got up this morning, and we've been on this bird for probably about an hour, just playing cat and mouse. He would not come to us, and finally he came up, shooting a 410, a Mossberg, pretty slick. Put the hammer down to him, so I'm pretty excited. Big thank you, man. I appreciate that. Way to call him in.
Absolutely.
Sweet. All right, September is here, and it's elk season, and I am super jacked. I've been in contact with Dwayne. He's been sending me videos and pictures of some of the elk that are hitting their alfalfa field, and to say the least, I was pretty darn excited.
All right, here we go. We're in Montana. Finally, elk season's been going on for probably about 20 days. It's the 24th, I think it is. Connor and I are out here. We're on a ranch, some friends of ours, and I got a tag, and I've been waiting a long time to get this tag. Lucky enough to get to hunt this ranch. They've got a lot of elk on it. Elk have been a little different this year, they're saying. This is a place we really don't go after the elk because it's a small ranch, and so you don't want to push elk off. So we're doing a lot of sitting, a little bit of spot and stalking, but not much. But we're at the ranch right now. You know, geared up for the first morning. We're gonna go in and have coffee and hopefully hit the field this morning, and he'll hear tons of bugles. All right, we just got up here and they're already ripping off. So I'm like, listen to that. This is what I've been waiting for. It's absolutely amazing to hear them on TV, but when you hear them out here, and there's several of them going right now, so pretty excited. When you only got one good ear, I can't tell where these bugles are coming from. I'd be going in circles right now. That's how like. Can you hear that one? Yeah, I just don't know where they're coming from. That one ear thing. I think we'll go down here because I know the field right down there. Yeah, there's a field right out here. And then they like to come out and get down this property. It's a pretty good place to kind of set up.
So we were headed down towards the alfalfa field, and we were gonna try to catch them coming off the field. And all the way down, all we heard is bugle after bugle. The crazy thing about it is because I can only hear out of one ear, I had no idea where they were coming from. I had to rely on those guys. Otherwise, I'd have been walking in circles. But we got down to where we wanted to hunt, and the problem is the wind switched. So after sitting down there and kind of listening to the elk bugle, we decided to head back to the vehicle.
Well, we got back to the vehicle, but we got one just begging us to come that way. So we're gonna sneak up there and see where he's at. He doesn't sound within, I would say, 300 yards or more. We just gotta get eyes on him, so we're gonna head that way. What do you think if you kind of stand right in the front here? And I'm just gonna go right back here and put the decoy up and cow call a few times. And see if something will come this way. That fence line.
What an awesome hunt. There's nothing better than hearing those bulls bugle. Scripture tells us that every good and perfect gift comes from above. I want you to remember that every time you're out. That the gift that we get to enjoy, God's creation, is from Him, God Himself to you and me. And so because it's a gift, every time we're out, not only do we enjoy it, but we're called to steward it, to take good care of it, to remember that the great outdoors is a gift from God Himself, reminding us every day that He's crazy about you and me. So get out and enjoy that gift. Love you guys. Have a great week.
Well, after that great encounter, Kelly took us down to where Dwayne had set up a blind on some water holes and some wallows. Now we got down there and absolutely no elk sign. A lot of elk sign.
This is quite the setup here. This is where I want to be, right here, and 15 yards. That's all I'm asking for the elk to be at, right there, wallowing, screaming. And I think I'll be able to hit them even with a margin of error. Pretty sweet setup though.
So after checking out the blind and the water holes, we headed back to the ranch and we had an amazing lunch like always. Linda and the rest of the family always puts on a big spread, and I don't think we ate any of our food that we brought along because she was constantly feeding us and we really appreciated it. I'm telling you, this hunt was so amazing, and it wasn't just because of the elk, it was because of the friendships we made and the amazing family that was taking care of us. And I cannot thank them enough. So now we had a great dinner. Connor and I went out to the shop, we got some things situated, and I shot my bow a few times, and we just kind of hung out and waited for that evening hunt.
Can we kill an elk? Shelby's not here. If we don't kill one, it's going to be an epic, like they're going to be all over us and we're just going to sit there and freeze. But we're going to go sit a water hole tonight. He said there's 2 fresh wallows. There's tracks everywhere coming down to this water hole. They got a blind set up in a tree stand. We'll be in the blind because of the wind. It's probably 200 yards from where we left my bull. I'm calling my bull just because it was my first experience with one in a long time, which was pretty cool. So we're hoping we're gonna have something happen tonight, just like you see on TV where they come in and they start just hammering the wallow, flopping in the mud. I'm gonna shoot, I'll probably miss, but he'll have no idea because he's flopping in the mud, and I'll be able to regroup and hit him with my second arrow.
I like it.
How cool would that be?
I'm all for it. That'll work.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Well, we no sooner got set up in the blind and got settled in, and we started hearing bugles. They were coming from the north, they were coming from the south, they were coming from behind us to the west, and we weren't sure which way they're going to be coming in, but we knew the wind was coming from the south and it was blowing to the north, so we got set up hoping that they're going to come with the wind. And it wasn't long and the action really picked up.
Screaming, that one sounds like a dinosaur, man. At the end he's like, our wind isn't right for him, but you never know what's going to happen with that wind. But we got him kind of all around us, so we just need something to make him move to the water. But man, I'm telling you, it's exciting just listening to him as a whole. I can't wait for Shelby to sit with us so we can see her and her reactions. So cool. Switch spot. You got her, Wade. You get it?
Well, folks, you're just gonna have to wait till next week to see what happens. And all I can tell you is this was one of my best hunts I've ever had. And things didn't turn out perfect, but when you say perfect, that would be a 10 out of 10. And this turned out to be a 9.5 out of 10. So stay tuned next week when you see what happens in Montana.
Taxidermy services provided by JV's Wildlife Design.